Hello everyone, my name is Rafael Gomez. I am from Audio FB, responsible for the software engineering of CubeSoundLab and all its features. And I will present to you here an explanatory videos showing a bit of CubeSoundLab and all its features. Enjoy! Welcome to CubeSoundLab, the first plugin development platform with the help of artificial intelligence.
This video is an explanatory video showing a bit of the project to you, how it works.
All the features, all the pages, how all the axes work and everything else. It's the first in a series of videos that will explain a bit of our ecosystem for audio production and development and its applications. As soon as you log into your account on CubeSoundLab, you land directly on this plugin creation page. Up here, you can choose if you want to use the model we have, 1.5, which is the model for creating more basic plugins, where you can create different types of equalizers, filters, dynamic processors, like compressors, modulations, reverbs, delays, etc. And just below there is the version, there is the model 2.0. This model 2.0 is the most intelligent model, the most creative model, where you can mix different types of effects, like compressors, with equalizers, with reverbs, delays, multiband compressors, reverbs of all kinds, and so on. Because it is a more complex model, where it analyzes a database with various codes, learns how to write a plugin code, and returns it according to your prompt. It is a bit more susceptible to errors, but soon we will post more specific prompts to help everyone to write prompts that are more suited to what the AI expects for plugin creation. For now, let's do the basics here to show a bit of how the platform works. In the first field, you type the name of the plugin you want. The second field, which is the most important, is where you describe what you want in this plugin. Here, for example, we put a multi-band compressor with a small reverb room, and at the end of it all, a limiter.
Right below, you can describe what you want for the background image of your plugin, right? If you want wood, a solid color, metal, and so on, we have already added some presets here, some image templates to make it easier for the user. But if you want, you can write what you expect from an image. For example, flying cats, dogs, skateboarding, a solid color, or any kind of thing, right? Let's put here, for example, a red metal texture. Just below, we have a bank of knobs. This bank of knobs, over time, we intend to expand it by adding more knobs to our database, both on our own and in our forum. We created a topic where users can contribute with film strip type knobs for us to add to this database here. Let's choose any type of knob here just to test and see how it works.
Before creating the plugin, we have a reminder here stating that if you are using model 1.5, it will charge you 1 cube, 1 credit, and if you are using model 2.0, that it uses more resource from our server, you will spend 2 cubes or 2 credits. And voila! About 2 minutes later, we have our plugin created. The plugin is already displayed directly on the page, where you can test its functionalities before you create your installer. Let's just remember this super important warning. Since we are dealing with the code of an AI-made plugin, we don't have a human verification to know how this plugin is sounding. Safety first. So, lower your volumes before you test how your plugin is working, because the created parameters, they might be at maximum, or the parameters create a point where the audio can get very loud. So consider lowering the volume of your master volume, or the volume of your your monitor before you test how your plugin turned out, right? After that, you can load any audio to your track and test online how your plugin is sounding. Let's bypass the plugin.
And how it is sounding.
It created a 3-band multi-band compressor. After that, you can change the color, the writings, the edges, or if you want, you can even delete them. And after you do that, you can create the installer for whichever platform you want, for Windows or Mac. Creating the installer will cost you 2 cubes, because after all, you can create as many plugins as you find interesting to test before you create your installer, which is a process that takes more time. And you will finally have your plugin to install in your DAW view for Windows or Mac in VST, VST3, and AU formats, right? Besides that, when we come here to Account, and we see in the Created Plugins, you can see that we have a button to create the installer for Mac, for Windows. And we have this VSM format, which is our proprietary plugin format. The VSM format takes us to another resource that is in our project, which is an online DAW we developed called Let's DAW. Let's test this, for example. Let's download the VSM plugin that we just created. And, for example, if we go to Resource and then to Let's DAW, it will open Let's DAW, which is this platform integrated with CubeSoundLab, where you're logged into the same account, counts the cubes you have in your account, and it is a DAW of up to 16 channels that you can mix, master, and record.
In addition to loading plugins on it, within this platform we also have a stem separator. Let's use it to demonstrate how this process works. Let's load any track. We can separate into 4 stems, 6 stems, or we also have a reverb reducer. In case you recorded a voice with too much reverb, too much ambience, or an instrument, and you want to reduce this reverb, we also have this feature, and for now, only these 3. Soon, we will have more options. Let's separate into 6 stems.
This will cost you 2 cubes.
After a few minutes, the tracks were separated and you can either download the stems or import them directly into Let's DAW, each of the individual tracks, so you can mix or master them the way you want.
After the tracks are imported into Let's DAW, just click Load and Process, Load. It's cool, important to use, to show you that in each of the tracks, by clicking here on Effects, we have an equalizer per channel, a compressor per channel, and you can load up to 3 plugins in the VSM format, which you create on the CubeSoundLab platform. For example, we are going to load the plugin that we created. And here is the plugin we created. Within this same platform, we have some meters that are important for mixing. We have auxiliary sends. By clicking here on auxiliary, you have a reverb send, a delay send, and you can control the parameters here, and also load up to 3 VSM plugins on your master channel. You can export your track in WAV format or MP3. In addition, you can import sessions and export sessions. When exporting this session, it already includes all the parameters you define, the audio tracks, and the loaded plugins. You can share it with anyone, and anyone can open these sessions in their own browser with all the plugins you used. Another interesting feature of CubeSoundLab is the equal. The equal is a mixing and mastering assistant, where you can upload the track you mixed, upload a reference track that you want to match your mix or mastering to, and perform an analysis of the points in your mix or mastering that need corrections, so you can achieve the best result according to the reference you uploaded. And here we have the result of the analysis, the blue line being our mix line, and the yellow line our reference line, both in a frequency analysis, as well as a dynamic analysis and another stereo image analysis. And in addition, we can see this in real time, playing the track, and we can visualize this, the stereo image, the dynamic processing, and also the frequency margin. In addition, below we have a detailed report of what the AI identified as positive points, areas for improvement, and critical issues. And with the cost of a cube, we can generate a detailed report of this analysis of all the points of attention, of improvement. In addition, the platform already generates for us a prompt of an exclusive plugin for this mix correction, where we can just copy, return to the CubeSoundLab,
and then generate a plugin with exactly that correction. Last but not least, we have DeCOMPOSE. DeCOMPOSE is our music generation platform where you can create music, make versions of songs by uploading the song you want, adding style,
and creating a new version of that music. And in the future, we will have the feature to add instrumental to a recorded voice and also add recorded voice to an instrumental. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like CubeSoundLab, but take advantage of all your resources and tools in your productions and creations. And contact us at any time. Reach us through the website and social media.